Yeah, it was a big challenge for us to come from the other side of the world to play this team. It was a bit hostile.
How are you guys feeling about the fact that South Africa is now part of the Champions Cup and that you have to play South African teams and travel to South Africa?
24 hours.
I think we're excited to play against new teams, South African teams that are doing very well. But to be completely honest,
Bonjour, comment ça va? Bien? Très bien, très bien, très bien. Welcome back to your number one rugby podcast. You know it is. It's JDJ and I'm ready for you. Are you ready for me? And next to me is the one and only...
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Rudy Page. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Rudy Page.
Square. Okay, round.
Okay,
square.
round,
Okay,
not square.
So you're not gonna go there, okay?
He starts this episode like this.
Episode
okay, I'm gonna
79.
knock him out.
How's things good, eh?
Partner, brilliant. Okay, look, it is a fantastic episode. Like we just said, c'est très, très bon. Episode.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, we saw
79.
Yeah.
I think it's 79.
79 indeed, eh? But how are you doing? I mean, the year's been obviously kicking off. How's the family been going? Looks at the schools and stuff, and there's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on,
Yes.
okay? And we need to keep our hands to hands on the steering wheel,
Yes,
Ruckers, okay? My children went to school this
Yes,
week, okay?
yeah,
The matric results came out this week. To everyone out there, Ruckers, if you passed, congratulations. If it
Yes.
was not the results that you wanted, guys,
We try again.
again.
Pick yourself up and try again.
Dust yourself off and you go
And
again.
there you go again, yeah.
But
So,
the cricket has been awesome. The
Yes.
SA20, the amount of Ruckers that has welcomed the two of
Where?
us and shouted us out. Fantastic.
they know us for the small ball as well now. Not the big ball.
Or Spinok now.
Yeah. Yo, a great experience. I mean, we're part of Boland Park as well and the Newlands vibes when it comes to my Cape Town. But yeah, I'm learning as well. You got a lot of experience when it comes to cricket.
I wouldn't say a lot of
Oxford.
experience, just a big fan. I've
Big
always
fan.
been a massive fan of cricket.
Yes.
So I'm
To meet a
currently
couple of
living myself
players,
out in that space is brilliant. But yourself, I know Blakey is going to crash.
Yes, yeah.
How is the family feeling
Yes,
about
yeah.
delivering the small one at
Yes,
school?
it's tough to see sometimes because you're so used to where's this guy, he's messing up, and now all of a sudden he's not there. Sometimes you wish him to be there, but then you wish him to be back. So yeah, it's awesome to see. It's emotional times, especially for all of us that's parents, seeing our kids going to this school and that grade and that stuff for the first time. Special times, yeah. Same like the episode, it's gonna be
It's
special. Yeah.
And you talk about emotional Ruckers. I will get to the results later.
yeah.
But the Bulls is putting me on weekends in an emotional state. Okay? It's 4 in a row. It's tough times.
They make you
Okay?
negative.
I need a asyn lappie currently with suikerwater, sugar water, just for the nerves. Want dit gaan bietjie tough.
Negative, huh?
Bietjie negative.
But let's get positive beforehand. Ruckers Behind the Ruck is obviously supported by Supersport Bet, the one and only. This is your time now to go check things out with all this type of sports going on, and also our sponsor Ticket Pro as well. A lot of games coming up. We spoke about the SA20. It's your time to get there, and even the rugby and all the other type of sport balls that's in and around the
And
place.
partner Ruckers just on Ticket Pro. They are the ticket supplier to the SA20, the cricket. So
Yes.
go to the website to buy all of your tickets if you want to go to the games.
To
okay.
meet us.
To meet us. We
meet
will
us.
be there having fun with everyone. Partner, but what can the Ruckers expect on episode 79? Okay.
Expectations.
There is breaking news that happened this week in the life of Stormers fans. We're going to announce it. We're going to discuss it quickly. Yes. Then we have friends international lock. Toulouse lock. Champions Cup winner and hopefully the Six Nations winner. We got Thibaud Flament.
Flamand. Not Mont.
No.
Flamand.
Oh! Thibaud Flament, lock of Toulouse in France, guys. This is massive.
Yep.
This is your number one rugby podcast, and this is the first French international player on our show, on our platform. We make sure that we bring you guys absolutely the best from all over the world. Okay? Then we're going to discuss, unfortunately, results that happened over the past weekend. Stormers fans, exuberant, big English word. Why? big English. Exuberant. Bulls fans, we are licking our wounds. We're getting plasters, elastoplast. It's tough times, okay? But Jake said we're going to fix it. But we're going to discuss some fixtures. The Stormers are on the plane. The Sharkies are also on the plane in the air somewhere. We're going to make sure that we recover everything rugby in this episode. So sit back. Put on your seat belt and have some fun with this two
Katterjakkertjies. Did you say news? What's going on in the news? Are we in the news?
We are not in the news.
What's going on?
Kobus Reinach has officially signed for the
DHL Stormers. Why? Great news, actually. And it's fantastic to see. I mean, looking at the past couple of weeks when it comes to the DHL Stormers at the DHL Stadium, the results have been fantastic. This news is actually fantastic as well because there's a few of the boys that's moving on. Herschel Jantjies is obviously moving on. You got Paul de Wet, that's a bit in between.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a bit in between. So news must still go out if he's staying, if he's going. I mean, Stefan Ungere has also been fantastic this past week. But it's good to see to get another addition to the number 9 jumper, especially to us.
And is this a really good addition to the team to take the next step, especially looking at the squad depth when you want to compete in the Investec Champions Cup?
The way we're looking at the moment at the number 9, we got experience. We got Dewald Dievenage also back. That's been a Stormers legend for years. Kobus Reinhardt is coming back. Yes, there's going to be always about tags and stuff. The saying, when is Imad Khan getting his opportunity and the youngsters coming through? Because we want to see that. Because we saw this past weekend with Jonathan Roche getting his opportunity. So fantastic news to see that at least there's solidness when it comes to that number 9 jumper, because it's a crucial position, you would know. And especially if you guys have goats like Mani Lebok and Shasha Feinberg and Gomezulu and Damian Willems.
Look, partner, for me, quickly before we move on, for me, the most important part is that we are signing Springboks back into the country. There is something in our Jake White episode that he discussed how important it is to bring, not to bring the best that currently still playing for the Springboks, but to play.
Getting the interest and the love behind the South African rugby.
So brilliant signing. Well done, Stormers. And hopefully this will bring you guys, I don't want to say trophies, but I'm going to be a diplomat today.
Trophies indeed,
Hopefully this signing will make you guys even more dangerous, even more of a better team than what you currently are.
The budget is okay after that. Okay, we're not going to go this one.
Then, partner, this takes us straight to our Brightrock
time to play
Bounce Player of the Week.
Wow, it's showtime, eh?
It's that time.
And this is made just for you by Brightrock, eh? Special edition for us as well. And we want to chitty chat and see what's happening.
And straight away, who is your Bounce Player of Week 1 for the DHL Stormers?
It was tough this season. If you look at the score, 40-0. It was tough this season. There was incredible performances from a lot of these boys. I mean, Wanda Simelane got his opportunity. He showed his class as well. Warwick Khalad actually got man of the match. Mani Lebok scored fantastic tries. The youngsters coming in. But my Brightrock Player of the Week is the one and only Stefan Ungere.
Nice.
Stefan Ungere. Ooh, he was class. Class on a different level. And especially for a guy like that hasn't got a lot of opportunity sitting behind Herschel Jantjies, sitting behind Paul de Wet. But that first half, the way he controlled the game, the way he set up that first try, a scoop, 15 meter pass to Wandile Simelane.
So was that the bounce moment for you?
Bounce moment. But also there's another add to it as well. The second try with Mani Lebok as well. They got a turnover inside their own 22. There was an opportunity to find space. After the turnover, you could see on the footage as well, he's telling Mani Lebok, listen here, I'm going to chip kick it. Okay, there's space in behind. And then after that, he scores the try. For him, I mean, you know as well, to see the space and to execute the space and getting guys rally around you is fantastic. He had an awesome game playing, 55 minutes was fantastic to see the boy coming back.
Okay.
And talk about the Vodacom Bulls.
The Vodacom Bulls Bounce Player of the Week is none other than Apiwa Dianti.
Hey, the speedster.
The speedster. And my bounce moment of the week was when he got the ball and he kicked a 50-22 off his left foot and it rolled out in the 22 meters of cast. So that was for me an incredible moment of a player that is not renowned for his kicking and for him to have the ability to put us, especially in the first half when the Bulls were still on a roll and were still looking good. So that moment for me had significance, and that is my bounce moment of the week.
Ooh, in the conditions.
But I must say, unlike the Stormers this week, Ruckers, it was a bit difficult for me to find the bounce moment of the week for the Vodacom Bulls, but I thought
Aye.
that one was pretty special.
Yes.
And up here with the auntie, you get one of this.
There's always someone that can make it special, yeah. And that's the Bounce Player of the Week. Brought to you just for you by Brightrock, the association sponsor of the Vodacom Bulls and the DHL Stormers. It's so time. Do you want to come and say what?
Come and say what?
You got your
Bienvenue?
Do you got your bread and your croissant
Oui, oui.
and your French fries?
Say, how do you say water in French? Le.
Okay, let's love to him. Okay. Hey guys, up next, Thibaud Flament. Ruckus, we got a Toulouse superstar, French international in the house, Thibaud Flament. Hey, bienvenue, Thibaud.
Ouais, merci beaucoup. Hello, guys.
Oh,
Good to be here.
bien. How's things? Looks very cold and chilly out there. How's things there? Are you back in Toulouse?
Yeah. Back in Toulouse, it was a long journey back home, and back in Toulouse, -3 degrees. Very different setting.
And Thibaud, was it nice for you guys to get out of the cold, coming to South Africa and
let's talk
experience
about
the
this.
heat?
Yeah, it was great. First time for me, it was great. It was obviously very, very warm, very humid, but no, it was great. It was great to get out there and to discover a bit the country. It was very quick, but no, we were very happy to do the trip.
So it's first time in South Africa, you say?
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
First time in South Africa.
Yeah, first time. Yeah, we stopped to Cape Town for 2 days.
Okay.
Because we had a young boy that drowned from our club this summer. I don't know if you heard about it.
I remember,
we
yes.
did, yeah.
Yeah. So we went to the beach and we had a moment for him, and it was great. And then we flew to Durban. Yeah.
Oh, okay, special, yeah. But next time you're in Cape Town, okay, come say hello to us. Okay, we want you in the studio as well. Yeah. Let's talk about this past weekend as well. Big clash against the Hollywood Sharks. How was the game? How was the vibe, especially during that game at Hollywood Kings Park?
Yeah, it was great. It was very special, very, very different from what I was used to and what I think most of the boys were used to in terms of conditions, in terms of the stadium as well. The stadium in itself is very, very impressive, very big. It was funny to see a little swimming pool by the Troy Line, a restaurant, people having fun, having food. And during the warm up, it was great atmosphere, it was great vibe, and all the supporters were very friendly, very nice,
Yes.
and yeah, that was the setup. And then the game, it was very, very tough game. We expected that.
Yeah.
It was very, very tough conditions to play in. So yeah, I'm glad we won, but it wasn't easy.
And for you guys as a team, Thibaud, was it an exciting trip? Because it must have felt like a mini tour, getting on the plane, coming to Cape Town, then to Durban. You guys as a team, were you guys excited to come to South Africa and obviously spend some quality time together?
Yeah, definitely. It was great. It was great to travel together for a good week. It changes obviously from what we used to train during the week at our home base and then to travel just for the game.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was a mini tour experience. So it was good. It was a bit short though. A week goes very, very quickly. But no, it was great to see a little bit of South Africa. I wish we could have done more, but yeah, the conditions were a bit tricky, and with that stop at Cape Town, it was hard to do more. But yeah, no, it was a great experience, and I think the boys loved it.
Let's talk about that playing conditions, because it's very greasy. The ball looks very wet there as well. But what was the experience like as well for you guys coming here? Was it a massive game for you boys, especially taking out the Sharks? That's been incredible form this past couple of weeks, and just where you guys are at in the Investing Champions Cup. What is the thoughts like? How are you guys looking forward to the season?
No, yeah, it was a very important fun. I mean, every game in the Champions Cup is very important. It counts for the rest of the journey, we can say. But no, we expected a very big game, and yeah, like you said, the Sharks were in great form for the last few weeks with some great players playing great together. And yeah, it was a big challenge for us to come from the other side of the world to play this team. It was a bit hostile, but yeah, we try now to focus on the next game. We're playing Leicester Tigers at home this time, so it will be colder. But yeah, massive game for us again.
And Thibaud, looking at your pool and how important the Champions Cup is to Toulouse Rugby over the history of the club. Was it important for you guys to come to Durban, get a victory to ensure that you guys have a home playoff possibly?
Yeah, it was the main objective was that's why every game counts in this competition. We know that the ranking is very important and puts you in good conditions for the rest of the competition. And I mean, we're glad we won, but we saw that Bordeaux got the bonus point in Exeter, so it makes it a bit tricky for us now. So we're going to try to do our best to win this weekend, and hopefully we can end up in a better place and host a home semi-final, which we know is a huge advantage considering the difficulty of the competition and the level of the teams.
Yeah, and what are you guys expecting of Leicester as well? I mean, they're also doing well in the Gallia Premiership, and they've got also a couple of South Africans, Andre Pollard in the boys as well. Yeah, what are you guys expecting? Physicality? Or you guys are running them around the park a bit, or?
No, I think it's another great team of the competition. I think they're doing pretty well as well. We're expecting, I think, a lot of physicality, but the conditions are looking very good. It's a beautiful sun all week, so I'm expecting some ball to fly around as well.
That is lekker. Sure. Coming from Durban, then back to Toulouse, where it's freezing cold.
It's weird. It's very shocking when we arrived in Paris.
I can imagine. And this week, are you guys having an easier week? Obviously, with the longer travel to South Africa and back. What does your week look like for the preparation for the Leicester game?
Yeah, it's pretty. So there's obviously a big phase of recovery. We were off yesterday because we arrived yesterday at 11 in the morning. After traveling for 25 hours in total, so it's a long travel, 3 planes. But we arrived in the morning. We're off today, and then we start training tomorrow. So it's going to be a short turnaround for us. But we need to make sure that we recover well from the game, from the travel, and get back used to the conditions here.
Yeah, let's talk about the way Toulouse plays.
Oh, I love it.
It's beautiful. It's small touches. Is keep the ball alive type of vibe and quick ball type of stuff. How do you guys train during the week, especially for that? Is it something you guys focusing on, making sure you speed of play, making sure you're getting in behind them and those type of things from a Toulouse point of view?
Yeah, I guess it's the identity of the club is to keep the ball alive, like you said, to get the ball flowing, to have some speed. That's what we try to do. We obviously have a lot of players that are capable of doing that, so we try to work on that all together. But I think sometimes it can also be so when it works, it's beautiful. But I think sometimes it's a bit of it can be a trap sometimes where we play too much with the ball and we're not frontal enough. And I think possibly during against the Sharks, it was a bit the case. Maybe we played a bit too much with the ball.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should have been maybe a bit more patient and hold the ball a bit more and try not to pass it too much, because we know we analyze that the Sharks defense is very South African teams like to rush defense. It could have worked a bit better, but sometimes it's a bit of a trap. But we try to work on that. We like to play, it really suits us.
But looking at the amount of quality you have in a team, isn't that sometimes stuff that you get into that trap that we have so much quality around us, the players on the field, that we can trust our ability.
We can take the risk if needed.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's about finding the fine balance between playing well and not overplaying sometimes. Sometimes it's quite hard because sometimes we overplay, but somehow someone pulls it out and manage to score the try. So we all say, it's working. But it's always quite tricky, and that's Hugo's job. It's a tough assessment.
And how easy does it make actually for you as well? You're playing for Toulouse, but there's a lot of internationals as well for France as well. Playing, with you at your club, you're playing with Dupont, but even at international level, you're playing with him as well, similar like Ramos and all the other boys. Is it easier to do the transition from domestic to international then? Yeah,
definitely. It's very easy. The connections are easier. We know ourselves very well because we play together all year, and so when we gather up in internationals, I guess we find ourselves a bit quicker and a bit easier. So it's a massive plus for us, and I guess we're lucky to have that, and we try to keep it going.
Yeah. And Thibaud, I need some help. I can't help myself. Last week I got your locking partner's surname wrong.
Did you?
Do you just mind helping me how to pronounce his surname properly, please?
Emmanuel Meafou.
Meafou. And you are Thibaud Flament. Are you Flamand or Flamont?
Flamand.
Flament.
Silent T.
Silent T, okay. That's
Silent T, yeah. And playing in the lock partnership as well. I mean, what do you prefer? You're playing 4 sometimes, you're playing 5 sometimes, and what is Thibaud Flament's playing style? You want to be more the physicality? Or do you like the ball around, or how do you see things yourself personally?
No, I guess. I guess I'm more of a 4. I like to play with the ball. I like to come with speed. I like to use my long arms to make it to keep it alive and to offload when I can. This is I know that the coming with speed puts me in good ability. Sorry. Coming with speed puts me in good conditions to sometimes win impacts and to keep the ball alive. So that's what I try to do. I guess I'm not the most physical player, but I try to manage differently. I try to whenever I'm needed at 5, I try to do my job a bit differently. But I think naturally I'm more of a 4.
And Thibaud, when you look at your preparation from my time in France, where set piece is a crucial part of rugby in France, the line-out functioning, the mauling, how much emphasis and work do you put into a week to make sure that the line-out functions spot on every single week?
Yeah, it's a big emphasis for us. Well, I guess it didn't work that well this weekend against the Sharks, but yeah, we try to analyze very well the defense of our opposing team. We then try to prepare the best attack, and then we spend a lot of time working on those connections and those lineup movements. And hopefully it works out on the weekend. Sometimes what we have prepared doesn't work. It was a bit the case this weekend, so we had to adapt. So it's always a bit tricky, and you have to be very reactive as well to what the defense is proposing.
And 100%, Thibaud, I mean, you're 27 years old, and if you look at the season, then you're in top 14, then you're in Vestic Champions Cup, and now also in a couple of weeks you're going to the international scene as well. How do you balance all of this? Do you get a break? Does your body hold up a little bit, especially with niggles and recovery, and getting over to the next match?
Yeah, it's tricky to balance everything. To make sure you're ready for everything.
To balance personal life too.
Yeah, That's the goal. But I guess the club is doing very well at the minute, managing the players. For example, over the last three weeks, the team that played against Sharks only played once. So there was a bit of rotation in the squad to make sure the boys were fresh and ready for the travel and the game against Sharks. So that's one thing. But then, look, we used to having these calendars with very long and how do you say, with lots of games and different competitions going on every time. But we're used to it now. We need to switch very quickly, and I guess luckily for us, when we win those games, it's easier for us to switch. We take the confidence from one competition and try to transfer it to another, and it sometimes helps us to build our seasons as well. I guess sometimes when we've been struggling in the top 14 to focus and get ready for a big Champions Cup game, helped us to be a bit more in the right place, and then we ended up playing better, obviously, in the Champions Cup, and as well when we came back to top 14. So it's a balance, and then focusing on internationals, it's always a different approach and a different environment. But like I said, we're used to it now, so we manage it well.
Six Nations coming up.
It's a lot of rugby, and Thibaud, we in South Africa, we've obviously transitioned now to playing our rugby in Europe, and I think we as a country, we're still adapting to this longer seasons. And I can't help myself, partner, but to ask him this question: how are you guys feeling about the fact that South Africa is now part of the Champions Cup, and that you have to play South African teams and travel to South Africa?
24 hours.
How is the overall feel for yourself, and then obviously also for your teammates and for rugby in France, that you got to play South African teams now?
I think there's a few things. I think first of all, we're excited to play against new teams, the South African teams that are doing very well. Very good opposition and bring a great rugby to us. So that's one thing. I find it, but to be completely honest, I find it tricky as well with the travel, the format. I find it quite complicated. It's very hard to manage the travels and the distance. Some of the boys went to La Rochelle by plane, played on Sunday night, Saturday night, sorry, came back on Saturday, then flew to Paris, then to Cape Town, then to Durban. So it's a very, very long travel. So I guess the format needs adapting, but no, it's great. It's just which is not a European Cup anymore. It's I guess it's kind of international club championship. But yeah, it's great to have new teams and to experience different styles of play. I guess it brings a bit of change, and it's always good.
And playing last year, winning the Champions Cup. Now you guys have to defend your title. Off to a brilliant start. How do Toulouse? How do you handle that expectation from the town, from the city, from the supporters? How do you guys manage to handle the expectation that hangs over your head constantly that Toulouse is associated with winning Champions Cup trophies?
Yeah, well, again, luckily for us, we've been winning the Champions Cup and the top 14 a few times over the last few years. So we've been having this expectation on us for a while now. It's also something we put ourselves. We have that expectation of ourselves. We have this expectation of ourselves as well. It's I guess added pressure, but it's great. We love it. I guess every team train to win and aims to do the best. But yeah, it's a long season, long build. We know that every result is important. We try to focus on every game. It's because sometimes I guess people often see the big games that you win, but they don't see the tricky games that you win as well, that are as important. Where when there's a rotation in the team, or when you're playing away, not at home. And you need this win because it puts you in good condition for the next few weeks. So it's also a long build. Every weekend is important. So we have that on ourselves as well. And I guess the coaching staff is good at making us realize this and not feel like it's just a long run and we'll just see at the end where we are and hopefully we'll win. It's a long build.
Toulouse is chasing that 7th star now at the moment, And there's so much rugby going on, especially for you boys. Is it safe to say that Bordeaux is your biggest challenge at the moment? Because they're sitting especially on top of you when it comes to Investing Champions Cup, but also in the top 14 as well. And they're playing fantastic rugby. Are they the challenge for you, or you're not looking at teams?
No, they're a big challenge for us. Obviously, they're doing quite well. They've been doing quite well for a few years now. When we play against them, it's always some great rugby games. They're doing quite well. They came here and won in our place, which was obviously frustrating for us. But no, it's a brilliant team that play great rugby, good forwards, brilliant backs. It's a big challenge for us, and we have it on our mind, obviously.
Partner, but imagine for us as South Africans, some of the guys that he works with as a coach was obviously an All Black legend. A Super Rugby star. People working with Jerome Kaino. I don't know if you played with him before he retired, but what is it like working with him as a coach, having that type of rugby intelligence that is sitting in the coaching staff?
Yeah, it's great. He's like you said, he's a rugby legend, and it's a privilege to have him with us and to have him help us and make us work. He personally, he helped me a lot as well. I used to do a lot of reviews with him, and he always gave me some good advice. And so it's a great coach. He's also a great guy. We all love him, and it's great. I think he brings a lot of experience. Obviously, he also brings how do you say? I think he's a good. The good thing is that compared to some of our other coaches, he played with us not that long ago. So it's easy to come to him, and it feels like a bit of a transition with the coaches. So it's great to have him as well for that.
And does he still put on the training? Does he still sometimes train if there's too many injuries? Is he still involved in trainings? Nothing.
Breakdown stuff.
No, not really. He prepares the drills and make us work, but I think he's enjoying not being involved too much in the session.
Yeah, and how's it for you to have all these foreigners, especially in your team as well? I mean, you got New Zealanders, Peter Aki and the boys, and I mean, Cheslin Colby was there at the States as well, and the Scottish boys. How is it for the French players, to take all these foreigners in and develop a type of culture?
I think we're loving it. It's great. Every player brings his identity, his personality, and I think it's accentuated as well with the different in nationality. We have Naito Saito that joined us this season from Japan. Yeah,
Thibaud, I've had the privilege to play with him. He's a fantastic guy.
No, it's great, and he brings different views on things, and it's very interesting. And every player brings a bit of his personality. So I think we're really enjoying having a lot of different nationalities. We have the Argentina boys as well. It's great. It's a big mix, and I think we're loving it, and everything is blending together. So it's nice.
Thibaud, and every team that I've been in France, it generally has the designated one French guy that can speak really well English, like yourself. And you are you that guy in the team that is constantly trying to translate and help some of the new boys that's coming in and making sure that they're phasing into life in France nice and easy?
Yeah, so I try to give a hand whenever I can or wherever they need. Also the club's been having international players for a long time now. So there are some people that are dedicated to that, and all of the boys we try to help a bit, and the boys adapt really well very quickly. They pick up French quickly. They learn the language. I think they transition pretty easily. But I try to help whenever they need.
Yeah. And Thibaud Pagey, my co-host, was actually very shocked when he heard you were also in England for a couple of years as well. We want to get a little bit of your background. I mean, the show is all about maybe the touching of the human factor. Talk to us of where do you come from, where were you born, how did rugby actually started for you as well, to where you are today?
Yeah. So I was born in Paris. Both my parents are French, and but then grew up in Belgium, in Brussels, north of France. And started playing rugby there. And ever since, my dream was to become a professional rugby player. So I decided to go to university in England to study and also to play rugby, because I wasn't talented enough to get to play in academies in France or even in England. So I went to university. Wow. And did 2 years there. Then did a placement here in Argentina. Been working really hard in Argentina to progress physically, learning a new rugby, a new way of life. That helped me a lot. Then I came back, did my final year of university in England, and started playing in the third English division with the university, and at Loughborough. And then luckily I was contacted by Wasps, and ended up having an academy contract with them. So that was huge for me, because it was the first step to the professional journey. And then a few months later, Toulouse contacted me, which was even bigger for me, being French and loving Toulouse. And then I arrived in Toulouse, and I'm loving it. It's been how do you say, a different path to my dream. I've been working very hard to achieve it, and to put myself in the good dispositions to make it. I've been lucky as well to meet the right people at the right time. That helped as well. So it's a bit of everything.
And Thibaud, no soccer, football that you played.
Yes.
At 2 meters tall. I think you can make a fantastic keeper.
Born in France, it has to be.
I did a little bit, but I wasn't really good.
And who was your role models when you grew up as well? I mean, because obviously rugby wasn't the first, as the number one sport in France. Is there anyone that you looked up in the France team?
I loved, when I was younger, I loved Vincent Clerc. I loved Thierry Dussautoir. I loved Yannick Nyanga as well. And then growing up a little bit, I ended up really liking Nakarawa. I liked his offloading ability. Courtney Lawes, Mario Itoje. There's a lot of players that I looked up to.
Yes, that's interesting. Nakarawa. Still playing. He actually beat my beloved Bulls this weekend, partner. Yes, very heartbreaking, to be totally honest. Yeah. Thibaud, we had a fan that asked us to ask you one question. Okay, so the fan question was your toughest opponent that you've played against up till now, and why that guy was the toughest opponent you've played up against.
I think two players come to my mind. Well, I'm gonna go with the second rows because it's my position, but I guess I'll choose two. But I would say Eben Etzebet. Obviously, he's a very very huge player, very skillful, very rounded player, can do pretty much everything a second row can do. So very tough opponent. He played really well against us in the quarterfinal. And I also thought of Scott Barrett, who really impressed me during the World Cup as well. I thought he was amazing. Jackling, tackling, line out calling, line out countering, carrying the ball, offloading. I thought he was doing everything. He was exceptional at that moment. I think those would be the two best players I've played against.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Thibaud's future plans, especially looking at for in the next couple of weeks in the Six Nations, but also long-term plans. Is it to play 50 caps for France, 100 caps for France?
Yeah, I'd like to midterm objective would be to reach 50 caps for France, but I'd like to stay as long as possible with my club in Toulouse, to win as many trophies as possible, and then we'll see where life will take me. But at the minute, those are my two objectives. Yeah.
And Thibaud, what did you study in England? What were you busy with?
Yeah, it was business.
Business. Okay, so is there any business that's currently happening or that you're planning on doing after the game of rugby that has your interest?
I'm not really sure. There's no business in the preparation, but I'm a bit searching what I would like to do afterwards. I don't think it will be in business. I'd like to find a way to help people achieve their dream. I don't really know how. But yeah, that's something I managed to do for myself, and I would like to help others. So that's what I'm with at the minute.
And interest on a day off. What does Thibaud do? I mean, I've played with you a couple of seasons back. Yeah, what do you do on the off day?
It's a few things actually. There's
keeping busy. Yeah? So you're not training on the off day.
No, not always. No. Sometimes yes, but no. I recently got really interested in astronomy. I bought myself a big telescope, and I enjoy watching the stars and learning about them. So this is my big thing at the minute. I've recently very interested in wine as well. I like the wine. I like to try some. I like to buy some, to drink some. So I'm into that as well. Was a bit into fishing as well. But yeah, so the main thing for me is astronomy at the minute. So.
Wine in French, vin.
Vin?
Vin. Me please.
Le vin.
Vin.
Yeah, le vin.
Oui. Merci beaucoup.
Okay. And family time as well. And congratulations, he's engaged as well. Hey?
Wow.
Yeah. What, is it Ethel?
Italia.
Congratulations, massive congratulations. Wedding plans, when is that?
Yeah, thank you.
Is it in South Africa, in Cape Town?
No, it's not in Cape Town. It's a bit far. We're getting married this summer in 45 minutes away from Toulouse. We're really looking forward to it.
Yes, I
love
it.
A lot going on.
And if you look through that telescope,
yes, he sees the stars.
He sees the stars.
Toulouse, number 7 star.
Yes, is there a 7 star coming for Toulouse? And looking at the Six Nations, is France gonna take that title?
Well, I really hope so.
If I look at French rugby, Thibaud, from an average age group, you guys are the best situated going into the next World Cup.
Yes.
Your current squad is probably is the only team in world rugby that is not going to be past their prime. All of them are going to be actually in their prime when it comes to an age point of view. So what is the telescope of you saying? What is the stars doing for French rugby and for Toulouse going into the last bit of the knockout rounds?
No, I would say they're relying in a good pattern. It's never written before, but I think we're doing well, and I hope that some good players keep on coming through, and that we keep on working well, and hopefully we'll manage to be the brightest star.
Yeah, brighter start indeed. And also, if you turn that telescope a little bit more, you'll see the end of the year, on the 8th of November, the Springboks is coming to Paris.
Oui.
Yes, for a back-to-back situation. Any thoughts there? You looking at that game a little bit, or is it just going with the flow?
No, it's too far away. I can't really. My telescope doesn't reach far enough yet. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Thibaud, thank you very much for making the time. We really appreciate it from our side, from Behind the Ruck. I mean, you're an incredible story. I was there a couple of seasons when you were in England as well. The way you came through and the way you just sparked things off the park when it came to Toulouse, winning a couple of medals, winning a couple of trophies. Incredible to see. And as an ex-teammate, very proud of what you've done and all the best for the season ahead, my man. Enjoy it. Have some fun. Keep knocking on those doors. Yeah.
Thibaud, every time you play, then he keeps on reminding me that I played with him when he was younger.
Yes. I looked after him a little bit as well.
Every time the French team plays.
No, thank you guys. It was great to be with you guys. And Juan, I'm happy to see you again. And I'm happy to see that you're doing well. And you seem to be loving life. So I'm very happy.
Yeah. And please say hello to Nato Saito. And please look after him there in France. S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît.
Yeah, with pleasure. No worries.
Thanks, hey. Au revoir, Thibaud. Take care.
Allez, merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Allez les bleus. Allez les bleus. Allez les bleus.
Oh, there's a song that I love, partner. Un, deux, trois. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez.
Oh, partner. What opportunity, especially for Behind the Ruck, to get our first Frenchie, eh? Merci to Thibaud. What a legend, man. I mean, the stuff that he's achieved, the journey he went through, and he went around the world to get where we are today, and the stuff that he's achieved, and the team he's playing with as well.
And just another good lesson for the Ruckers that there's everybody around the world's journey isn't always smooth sailing. You have to go to Argentina, you have to go to the university first. He didn't get into academies in France. And eventually he became a French international, sitting with 28 caps now. He's won
Investing Champions Cup, top
so
14s and stuff
never
like
give
that.
up on your dreams, okay?
Yeah.
Never, ever.
Yeah, but fantastic to catch up with him. I mean, there's a lot going on for him coming up in the next couple of weeks with the Six Nations, and also on the 8th of November in Stade Francais, the Springboks versus, the Frenchies. But yeah, there's a lot going on. We're excited, but we're so blessed to have Thibaud Flament, coming to Behind the Ruck and having a chat to our Ruckers. Okay, Ruckers.
I just didn't like the fact that he came to South Africa, beat the Sharks down in Durban, got onto a plane back home again.
Yes, come to Cape Town and doesn't even say hello.
Nothing.
But we'll speak to the man. Merci beaucoup, Thibaud. We really appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, talk about rugby. There was a lot of rugby going on as well. Let's get to the results. We're starting with Investing Champions Cup. The first game, Stormers 40, Sail 0. I know cricket is around the corner, but 0. Okay, the duckies is flowing. And then we had Sharks 8 points to lose 20.
Could have been more.
Hey, let's not go there. And cast 49, the Bulls 10. Okay, we'll quickly over that for my partner over here. And then also the Challenge Cup as well. The Lions 5, Montpellier 25. And the Cheetahs 22, Zebre 18.
Yes.
Ooh,
okay,
a lot going on. Let's start with the Investing Champions Cup.
Okay.
Stormers and
okay, good, yes. Happy days?
Fantastic game, especially for the Stormers as well. Incredible game for them. It was a sunny day at the DHL Stormers, but it was a storm, looks like it, when it came to the DHL
Apparently
Stadium.
they had the video clip up of you saying that the Sail Sharks are going to beat them at the DHL Stadium. That's what I've heard. A birdie told me.
Don't spread the simple rumors, yeah. But fantastic. And they proved us wrong and they proved me wrong. And the Stormers were expecting a fantastic crack of a game, but 40-0. Well done to our boys.
Don't travel well to Cape Town.
You said it, yeah.
I promise you.
I thought you were talking about other stuff, but yeah, you had a point indeed. Yeah.
I don't know how teams get sidetracked with doing video clips and it's content and making plans with family and friends. It is the reality of playing Cape Town, unfortunately. It's beautiful. The mountain gets you distracted from the main thing. And the main thing for the Stormers was to give them a 40. Hij heeft hem een pak slagen gegeven, oké?
Pak slagen?
Hij is met een pak slagen weg Engeland toe.
Een dak.
Okay? Brevers is still betting at the DHL Stadium.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, but it's awesome to see. There was a lot of creativity when it comes to the Stormers play as well. A couple of new changes. It was fantastic to see Wandile Semelani, and he had a fantastic crack of a game. The youngster Jonathan Roche also coming through, getting opportunities, being a little bit creative, showing something different, giving a bit of energy. There's so much players that
extremely
I can say.
for the young man, Jonathan Ross, awesome. I'm still a little bit frustrated, partner, that a guy like Damian Marcus didn't get that opportunity, which
we
is
spoke
my
about that,
frustration, honestly, when it comes to the Stormers. But moving on from that, look, the Stormers has turned the corner.
Yes.
They have turned their season around from being in November, the end of November, struggling to make top 8 in URC,
Yes.
not looking great in the Investing Champions Cup. All of a sudden, now we're coming to the end of January, and they're looking like the informed team.
Yes, new year, new me, 2025. Je gaat ons al know. Yeah, so it was so awesome to see that result as well. And I mean, the guys that not getting a lot of opportunity got the opportunity and they showed it class. And that's important sometimes. Desperation is something that.
And I want to touch on a subject because I want to talk about Warwick Galant. And a lot of people sometimes when I get and they talk say, no, but Warwick makes some mistakes here and there.
Yeah.
But I want Stormers fans to really understand that with Warwick Galant comes absolute brilliance, guys. He is a phenomenal rugby player. He's a phenomenal rugby mind on him, okay? So I want the Stormers in South Africa who loves Warwick Galant appreciate him. For the ability that he's got. Sometimes I feel like he's in a time traveling machine.
Yes, he doesn't know what he's gonna do himself.
And everything slows down.
Yeah.
But I've always been a massive fan of Boogie.
100%.
I love the way
of the show.
And I love the way he plays the game and the way he sees rugby. And may he go from strength to strength in the season.
Yeah. And so they call him the Messi of rugby, and the form is incredible. And you need that form when it comes to, especially the middle part of the season, trying to get an opportunity to go into the top 16 of the Investing Champions Cup.
Exciting game coming up for him. We're going to discuss the fixtures
we'll
soon.
get there now
but
as
him
well.
going to his old team, Racing 92.
Yes.
That's going to be spicy.
Ooh, and at number 8, Daimani, but we'll get there as well. Talk about the Hollywood Bet Kings Park, the Sharks versus Toulouse. Not to win, but to lose, and they did win.
Look, listening to Thibaud now and speaking to him, they don't sound happy with the way that they played. And when I watched the game, they were dominant.
They were dominated. It could have been 80, like JK also said. And I mean, if you look at DuPont as well, he was also not happy as well. And the way they played didn't suit the conditions. And he said it as well. It was greasy conditions. They were trying to get the off-road games, the quick ball, the KBAs, and all these type of things. And they struggled a little bit. They made a lot of errors, turnover balls that the Sharks capitalized. They could have capitalized a little bit more on those turnover balls. But yeah, probably a good experience for them. A lot of them, first time in South Africa, second time for DuPont, first time for Thibaud Flament. But yeah, they're growing and they wanted that 7. They wanted 7-star. And I think they're feeling the praise of Bordeaux. Because currently they on the lock at the moment, they're sitting second in the lock and they want to be first. The reason for that is you want a home quarterfinal, you want a home semi-final, all these type of things because you don't want to go away.
Yeah, no, look, obviously Bordeaux and Toulouse currently sitting undefeated with Leinster as well. So the Investing Champions Cup is well and alive. French teams are unfortunately dominating at the moment, with the Leinster team looking really good as Jacques Nienaber. Defense is evident. You can see it now. They're starting to understand the way Jacques wants to defend. You can see it in the game with Leinster. But when I come back to Toulouse, for a team to be frustrated, have so many mistakes, and could have maybe scored 30, 40 points on a Sharks team, is alarming for me to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, but Toulouse look good, man. The way they're playing, that's why I'm so, from a coaching point of view as well, I'm so intrigued the way they're training, the way they play, and how do they get it right, and how do they get these big forwards, these physical forwards to give those skills and finding the right people in the right places and scoring those incredible tries, especially international guys coming in and filter in, and looks like...
Look, partner, I'm going to be totally... I think it's also... It's part of the culture, the makeup of the human, where in South Africa, we're very worried about making mistakes and making errors, where with the French players, it's type of that, if I make a mistake, it is what it is. So they don't have that burden that they carry about, if I make a mistake, I'm going to get dropped, or the people are going to be on my case. The crowd support's way different than the way we support teams in South Africa. They fully stand behind the players, whether they lose or win, which for me makes the makeup of the player and the way that Toulouse play in awe of them as a club. Absolutely in awe of them as a club. Scary for us to look at them for a French team as well.
Just another day, they're incredible. And if you look at the butter between the two breads, it's very strong. DuPont, okay? The guys that's filtering the backs and the forwards, okay, is very strong. And you could see, man, the class of the men is unbelievable. And that's the reason I always say he's the best player in the world. For number 9 to be all around the park, that puts up the meters, he puts up the physicality. If you look at him as well, he's
a sticky fleece.
So he's physical at the breakdown. He can steal balls. His kicking game is unbelievable. He reminds me a little bit of, there's not a lot of 9s that can be that physical. That's your department, and I'm scratching in your wallet a little bit here. We're talking about the 9s.
I can see you coming for my credit card.
But yeah, to look at the number 9 that's that physical, there's only, for me personally, it was the Franse Hoogaard.
Is this Hogie?
Yeah, but he adds a little bit more with experience. He's a leader for a reason to get the guys around the park. But fantastic to see the point in South Africa. We'll hopefully see more of him. But it didn't look like the Sharks, shot anything. It looks like they missed a little bit of not experience, but the injuries kind of knocked him a little bit, especially in the midfield.
I'm gonna be in the Sharks' corner quickly for reasons. They obviously have signed some fantastic players. They got a fantastic first team. The A team is a really good team. But yes, they've been extremely unlucky with injuries.
Yeah.
With Lucanio being out, Andre Esterhuizen being out, Apelele Fassi being out, Eben being out for so long, Grant Williams being out. So look, they have been really struggling with injuries. So that is why I'm going to give Plumtree some sort of grace. It's not ideal.
Play the rookie at number 15 as well with Akim. Moving Ethan Hooker into the midfield where he played wing most of the season.
I like him at center. I don't want him to be wasted on the wing.
Yeah, because he is a 13.
Yes.
He just helps out when the boys are back, Lucania and the boys. But yeah, hopefully they can pick it up for the next game and we'll see what that game is about and who's up next. But 10 o'clock at night.
No, what happened 10 o'clock? What happened 10 o'clock?
Against Castay. Yo, what a tough game. 49-10, partner. If you look at that first half, experienced guys, that there's a couple of experienced guys. Nizamka getting his opportunity back from injury. Some of the boys that they experienced, they haven't played a lot, but they experienced enough. And it looks like the first 40 minutes, they win the shot. They're in a game for it.
Partner, a coach told me one time, every team is good for 60 minutes. Doesn't matter who you play against. Everybody is good for 60 minutes.
Yeah, when they're desperate.
So look, for me, the score may be surprising, but the result not a surprise. Obviously, knowing that Jake took a B side over to Cast, I kind of knew that Cast would be way too strong with their home dominance in the top 14. The way they play at home, they are proud. They focus on home games, Cast. So result definitely not a surprise for me. The size of the score a little bit.
I expected them a little bit more of a punch from the Bulls. The halftime score was 16-10. They were in the game. They scored first. They were on top of Cast. But like you said, a desperate team, it always happens for the first 20, 30 minutes. But the experience comes through at the last 20 minutes, and that's the important 20 minutes. We'll have to see what the Bulls are back home. We'll have to see what the fixtures is. And talking about fixtures, okay, it's week 4 of the Investec Champions Cup. And up first, we got the Bulls versus Stade Française coming to Loftus at 3 o'clock. And then Racing 92 versus the Stormers at 10 o'clock at night. Stormers away in Paris. And then Sunday, we've got Bordeaux versus Sharks. And that's at 3 o'clock. Partner, tough couple of games. It is the last week before it comes to playoff time, before the top 16. Last opportunity, especially for the Bulls. Where the Bulls currently at? Are they playing? Are they going to play the same team that came back to play Stade Française at 3 o'clock at Loftus? Because I don't think they have the opportunity to get into the top 16 of the Investec Champions Cup.
No, the Investec Champions Cup, Jake said it.
Is it over?
It's over. I think he's going to obviously play the team that is going to play predominantly in the URC now. So the boys, and that's the reality of rugby. He gave the boys the opportunity to go to Cast. And unfortunately, those boys are a lot of those boys.
One shot.
That's rugby, boykie. That's unfortunately loyalty dog. We spoke about this.
There is, you don't eat as
it's must.
Yeah.
It's honger.
Yes, and it's always hard because it's a team sport, even though the individuals sometimes shine. But yeah, it's tough for the Bulls at the moment when it comes to the Investec Champions Cup. They do have opportunity to get into the top 16 of the Challenge Cup.
I don't know if Jake would want to do that.
Yeah, because then it's an ego thing first of all, because you're part of something. Now you win the Challenge Cup. No one wants to actually get involved with that. It's like a D grade. of things.
and obviously looking at where we're sitting in the URC, maybe he wants to go all out winning the URC, making sure that all of his Springboks are fresh, niggle
But
free,
he just
injury
said now
free.
he's going to play the first stringers. Don't you think they need a rest when it comes to the next couple of games coming up? Because it's a lot of
They've had a
Stormers
rest
playing
now.
twice.
They had a rest. We didn't play in the New Year's after
that 1
Christmas.
week, yeah.
So there's been 3 weeks off for most of those guys. So they've had a break. Get play against Stade Francais to make sure that we are ready for the Lions the week after that. At the URC, it's a Jekskei derby. So making sure the boys get back into rugby because they can't have 4 or 5 weeks off.
Yeah.
That's just too long. So play this week against Stade Francais, making sure that they get some of that rust off, and then making sure we're ready for the
That's the
URC.
big boys.
But a turnaround needs to be made, unfortunately, at Loftus. We've
Yeah,
had
we've all
4.
been there. Stormers been there. Sharks been there. That's just the way of rugby. But it's about the squad effort. So the squad needs to turn it around. They're the only people that can turn it around. But let's talk about the next game as well. It's a late game. It's Achieva Diamani trying to show the Stormers what they're missing at 10 o'clock at night.
Probably the easier place to go play in France.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in Paris. It's not a tough travel. It's not a hostile crowd.
Oh, incredible stadium, if you ask
It
me.
depends. They haven't been playing in the indoor anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Because the indoor, they made the Olympic swimming pool in that. So there's a lot of changes there as well, yeah.
As well, I know they want to go back to the old stadium as well. So, look, I'm going to back the Stormers in this one. I know Owen Farrell has also been injured. They've been struggling with form. Racing
Yeah, they're
92.
not looking good in the top 14. I'm on the same page as well. And
Are you finding the
yes,
Stormers
yes, they're desperate now as well. And the momentum, they need to keep on with the momentum. We've got a lot of bit of energy now into the squad with the W's and the victories and stuff like that. And here's opportunity now for us to get into the top 16. Okay, we have to make sure there's a lot of teams that wants to get into the top 16. We still have Harlequins sitting at 5. We are sitting at 5 points. Sail Sharks is sitting at 5. And racing at 4 lock points. So anything can happen there. You don't want to be playing Challenge Cup and you don't want to get out of the competition.
I must
as
say,
well.
Thibaud spoke about it now, but the format frustrates me a lot. That guys can have 1 or 2 wins and then they qualify for knockout stages. So maybe next year, if they can somehow look at that format, it makes it a bit more tougher to play knockout rugby because you can't lose 2-3 games and you still play playoffs. So a bit frustrating the format at the moment of the Investing Champions Cup.
Yeah, that is one of those things. Yeah, it's just how they set up the schedules and stuff, and then so much rugby and yeah, look out for forward to. Yeah, look out for forward to.
But the tough one is gonna be 3 o'clock Sunday in Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Playing at that old stadium. Look,
And then
Louis
looking at the
Berry.
socials as well, it looks like they're going with a full strength boys. The guys that played against Toulouse, they're going over to play Bordeaux because Bordeaux is a tough one. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they played Toulouse, that's second on the lock in their pool. And then also Bordeaux, that's first on the lock in their pool. So it's a tough.
No, and Bordeaux will be a brilliant place on a 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon kickoff. That stadium will be packed. Those people believe in Investing Champions Cup rugby. Heine Adams being part of that club for ages, he will have a massive influence on
the
understanding.
French international, Louis Berry,
Yes,
Pinot.
no, it's Muafana, the center. Look, they loaded Matthew Jellybe, Maxime Luca. Brilliant team. They play exciting, attacking rugby. Ruan Janssen van Rensburg being there, a dominant carrier for them, for the Bordeaux team.
So what are you saying?
No, but Bordeaux at home. French teams at home is brilliant, partner.
Yeah.
It's an old stadium. It's a historic stadium. They'll be up for it, understanding that they have to finish top so they can play all of their knockout games at home.
They're coming off a great win as well. So it's a tough one for the Sharkies. But maybe it's time to look at the URC. And I mean, all 3 teams are actually, personally, I think all 3 teams are looking at the URC and where they want to place themselves. Everyone wants to be top 8. And no one wants to go into the Challenge Cup and see if you can win that because it's just going to feel and look like a D grade. So much rugby and we're looking forward to it. And even the Challenge Cup is up and running as well. I mean, Cheetahs had an incredible victory this past weekend and the Lions struggling a little bit, but it's good to see their next games as well, which is Lions versus the Dragons and Lyon versus the Cheetahs on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
A lot of rugby, exciting times. A lot of rugby, a lot of cricket, SC20. We're all around the park and we're watching all of it and catching all of it, yeah. Yeah.
Ruckers, I want to constantly remind you guys to make sure that we subscribe to our channel. Smash the button below. We want you guys, obviously, why subscribing is so important. We get the opportunity to grow our channel, make sure that we can bring bigger, better stars to this platform to improve our content as well. So please help us out by smashing the subscribe button. If you know of anyone that watches Behind the Ruck and is not subscribed, please address it.
Address it.
Okay, don't walk past the problem. Sort it out.
Yes. Then you become the problem if you don't sort it out. Okay, Kanala at all times. And yeah, they can go on to our bios on our social medias as well to get the WhatsApp channels, to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channels. Yeah. And Behind the Ruck is for everyone. Okay.
Absolutely.
Every Thursday, 6 p.m. And catch it early. And catch it early before the games and stuff like that, because then you will stay up to date. Yeah.
Happy days, guys. We are proudly supported by SuperSport Bet. Our associate sponsor to Behind the Ruck, Ticket Pro. Thank you for your continued support, guys. We truly appreciate it. And he got us almost 80. Almost 80. Today 79. Next week, 80.
And he got us honey around the corner. Yeah,
absolutely.
Indeed, yeah. So guys, 2025 is here and we're slowly moving into the whole year coming up. So a lot of things happening. Okay, we're in a SuperSport Bet advert. So we check us out in a couple of weeks. And we're also at a couple of the other stuff at Gesels. And slim van Sebas. You see how slim we are, really. Okay, guys, that's episode 79 it is. Almost 80 it is. Yeah, guys. I'm Juan de Jong.
I am Rudy Page.
And the Ruck is clear. Au revoir.
Ciao, ciao.